Only in a country of a bunch of uneducated rednecks and in a time where people are far too comfortable for their own good is this piece of clothing seen as tyranny. I cannot enter a store without a shirt or shoes on. How is not wearing this any different? And it's for the exact same purpose, so that you don't spread your nasty ass germs all over other people or over the products. Right? It doesn't prevent you from getting sick if someone's breathing on you, but if you are sick, it prevents you from breathing on others, essentially. That's how it works. You can breathe in and out the oxygen and CO2 just fine. Those atoms and molecules are really small, so they can get through this net, basically. But the COVID-19 virus is bigger and will get trapped by this here net. Not from somebody breathing on me, if I touch my face or something, but from if I have it, and I'm one of the 40% of people that have it without symptoms, if I breathe out, it'll get trapped by this. This thing, piece of clothing, is forcing Americans to be selfless. And that's one thing Americans just cannot stand, being forced to be selfless. It's something this country really needs to work on. And they refuse to. They throw a temper tantrum about it, making big old conspiracy theories, saying this is preparing people for a communist state. Well, during the Spanish flu, when people were wearing these, did we become a communist country then? We are more free now than we ever were. Back then, if you burn the flag, you'd go to prison. Now, if you do it, you'll just go on Fox News and be sort of chastised for it. If you were to protest against the wars back in those times, Spanish flu era, World War II, World War I, you'd be thrown in prison. Do it now, and you might just become a millionaire like Michael Moore. We are more free now than we ever were. And some people even say that this thing is the image of Satan. And that it's preparing us for the mark of the beast, which is the vaccine, right? Well, the mark of the beast is going to be the right hand or the forehead, not in the veins. Not in the veins. So that means that people that are making the conspiracy theory that something that's really just a bunch of dead virus particles that will build up your body's immunity is somehow the mark of the beast. You people are misleading people on their very own religion, and you should really stop and be ashamed. You really should be. Right? If it's not in the hand or the forehead, it's not the mark of the beast, right? Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So Americans, wake up, stop being selfless assholes, and wear this piece of clothing like you have to wear your shirt or your shoes. There's nothing else to it. And it's not like most places are forcing you to wear it in public anyways, only in a couple of private residences. Freedom of association, the thing that lets people deny gay people service at bakeries, is also allowing businesses to not deny people from wearing one of these. Is it tyranny when a private company does it? Well, some liberals think so, and conservatives only think so if it affects them, by making them wear one of these, or by kicking Alex Jones off YouTube. Freedom of association, bitch. You guys fought for it back in the year 2000. You fought for it to keep gay people from being hired in the Boy Scouts, and you fought for it a couple years ago to keep gay people out of bakeries, basically. Well, now the shoe's on the other foot, and you're getting treated the same way that you've been treating others for decades. And by the way, some people think that because you're being denied a mask, it's proof of the whole neighbor being turned against neighbor thing. Why don't you talk to somebody that's lived in the Church of Scientology or in a socialist country like the Soviet Union, what neighbor being turned against neighbor actually looks like? Right? During the Stalin days in the Soviet Union, children were taught to turn on their own parents. Is that happening here because people aren't wearing a mask? No, it's not. And in the Church of Scientology, people are constantly snitching on each other all the freaking time. Is that happening here when people don't wear a mask? No, it's not. So people need to stop being so paranoid and so stupid and just put on this piece of clothing to be sanitary and selfless.